Okay guys, in this video what we will try to do is we will try to create an on-premise environment. We will be using this environment for migrating servers from Azure or from this on-premise environment into AWS or Azure. So the basic stuff over here is, since we need this on-premise environment to be created and we might not have the benefit of having lot of servers available at home, I'll be simulating this environment which you are seeing on the screen in Azure and in Hyper-V environment. So let us get started. Let me go to home, click on virtual machines, and then let me create a virtual machine. I'll be creating a new new resource group. Let me call it as for migration. And the name of the virtual machine, let me call it as Qt on-premise hypervisor, something like this. And let me choose the environment to be East US, and my image will be Windows Server 2016. And here I have to choose a series which is V3. So I'll be going down the line and then I'll select any D series or E series with V3 enabled. So let me select this D8S. But for the people who are using or who have created the Azure quite recently, you might not be able to create anything beyond D4S, right? So you can continue this lab setup with D4S underscore V3. So let me select this machine and then let me give username. Right. So I'm giving the password of Mother India at the rate 123. So if this is correct, then this might have screwed. Right. Good. So for the benefit, let us have our passwords saved. Okay. Right. I have missed India. Mother India at the rate 123. Right. Let me go here and paste it. So just for the convenience, I am opening HTTP port, but to be very specific, we really don't need that ports to be open. Rest of the settings I'm okay with default. Okay. Let me click on review and create. Okay. So this is what I had, and then let me click on create. And this machine will cost you approximately 50 rupees every hour. On this machine, I'll be enabling the nested virtualization by following the documentation over here. the virtual machine is created. So let us navigate to that virtual machine. Okay, if you want, you can configure the DNS name also. Let me basically give a DNS name saying that Qt on premise, right? And let me save it. So if I want, I can change it to the static IP address, but that's okay. So let me go to the overview session. So I have a DNS name now. Let me use mstsc-v and then give the name of it. Right, I have to give the different username and passwords. We are logged in into the server. Let me click on S. Okay, so the server has been created, and let me launch the server manager. So in this server manager, we can enable Hyper-V. Let us wait for the server manager to confirm the status of the machine. Okay, so I can click on add roles and features. Okay, next, 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 right? So if you are seeing Hyper-V over here, we might need Hyper-V and add features, right? So let me click on next. You can do it in this fashion, but I'll be using a PowerShell script as given in the documentation. So let me open PowerShell, more, run as administrator. Okay, let me change the font size for better visibility. I'll go to the font and let me make it 20, right? So now I am basically executing the command from the documentation which I have opened. Now this will install Hyper-V, and after that the machine will be restarted. So the machine is basically restarting. Let us wait for some more time and then connect to the remote desktop again. mstsc-v and give this. It would take some time for the machine to be up, so there might be a failure in this remote desktop connection also, right? If you go to home, virtual machines, Qt on-premise hypervisor, right? So while it is taking time, let me go back to this image. This physical server is equivalent to whatever we are trying to create. Yes, we are creating a virtual machine, but consider it to be a simulated physical server on which we are having Hyper-V. Right, so let me copy this. Now let us try to connect now. Hopefully it should be started by now. Right, it is started. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me download the RDP file. I got this issue once, but let us try to see if we can connect to this. Good. Right, the machine is ready and the server manager is launching. Right, so we might do some browsing over here. So I will be switching off the security for Internet Explorer. So I'll be going over here and then Internet Enhanced Security, I'll be turning it off. Okay, not a very recommended setting in your on-premises servers, but since we are on a simulated environment, it should be fine. Right, sir. So we have Hyper-V enabled now. Okay, so if you want to open the documentation now, you can open the documentation in this server and then follow the documentation if it is easier for you. Right, let me launch this. Okay, I don't want any recommended settings. Right, so this documentation link I'll be adding in the description. All right, so this is basically what it is I'm trying to follow, and if you have looked into, this is what we have done. Okay, right, now let us set up a virtual network, okay, which will basically set up the internet connectivity for the virtual machines which we are trying to create. So in this image, for the virtual machines which are under creation over here, we might need a internet connectivity. So for that, okay, we will be creating a NAT network. Okay, and let me go to PowerShell, run as administrator. Okay, and I'm creating a new virtual machine switch. Okay, my switch is ready, and then the next you will be executing is next commandlet which you will be executing is get net adapter. Right, so in this net adapter you will be getting the interface index. So if you see, our interface index is 12. Okay, now that number is important because for the next command which we are going to execute, this comes into play. So I've copied that command from documentation, but our interface index is 12. Okay, so we are allocating an IP address, okay, to this interface index, which is a switch. Right, now let us create a NAT network. Okay, so I'm creating a NAT network called as internal NAT. Good, so we are done. Now what I want to do is we will be creating the virtual machines whichever we wanted over here. There are two ways of basically going about creating these virtual machines. One is you can create them manually by downloading the ISO files and all of that stuff, but I will not follow that approach. I'll be taking the help of a software which is called as Vagrant. Okay, so for that, to install that Vagrant or to install other softwares, what I'll be doing is I'll be installing Chocolatey. So let me go to google.com. okay, or I can search in the Bing also. Chocolatey, sorry. Right, installation. Now let me go over here. So if you see, there is one command over here. Let me copy this command, allow access, and paste it over here. Right, sir. Now let me execute, refresh env, and let me see if Choco is available. Choco hyphen version. So chocolate is available. Now what I'll try to do is, I'll try to search in the Chocolatey for two softwares. One is Google Chrome. Alright, so yeah, I'm okay with this cookie policy. And then if you are seeing the command, just copy this command over here, and because this will help in easier installing the stuff. So right, sorry, allow access, and then just let us add -v to it. We might be using this Chrome browser later on when we start the migration process. While it is installing Google Chrome, let us search for the next software in the Chocolatey. The next software which I want to install is Vagrant. Okay, and the command is pretty simple. It is Choco install Vagrant, allow access. Okay, so I'll be executing Choco install Vagrant -y. After installing Vagrant, I'll be restarting the machine. Okay, so this Vagrant, what it does is it easily creates a virtual machines for you. Good. It says Vagrant has been installed, right? Now at this moment we need to restart our machine. So I'll close it. I'll navigate to Azure. I'll go to the overview screen and then I'll try to tell that restart this virtual machine. So it says that it has done the restart. Okay. So click on connect RDP. Okay. So download the RDP file. Okay. Now let me give the password. Okay. Now what I'll do is I need to create virtual machines. So for that, let us go to something called as Vagrant public boxes. This box will have, okay, the necessary stuff to create a virtual machine. So I'm going over here, and then our hypervisor is Hyper-V, and there is something called as CentOS/7. So is the server manager ready? Yes. So let me go over here, run PowerShell as an administrator, and then let me try to tell that Vagrant box add CentOS/7. So if you have any doubt with any of these commands, you can always use --help. Okay. So are you saying? So I can give Vagrant box add, and then I can try to tell what are the different stuffs which you have, right? So I'll be trying to tell that Vagrant box add. Okay. If you basically have looked into it, I'll be using this provider part. Okay. So provider is nothing but Hyper-V. Okay. So for us, it will be --provider Hyper-V. Hyper-V, and the box name is CentOS/7. So it will try to download that box. Let it download that box. Right. Now we have CentOS/7. Now let us try to search for Ubuntu. Okay. So you can try to take any Ubuntu box, Ubuntu 16 or Ubuntu 18, right? So let us try to use the boxes which have been released quite recently. So yeah, this is something which looks okay. So you just need this name. So now Vagrant box add provider Hyper-V, right? The name was generic slash Ubuntu 1804, right? Let us wait for this box to be added. Right. So we are just getting our virtual machine creations simplified. Now we might need one Red Hat, so I'll be going over here and then searching for something called as RHEL. So generic RHEL. So this is the name which we need to add. So I'll go over here, Vagrant. Okay, it is easy for me to basically do it in this fashion. Okay, so generic / RHEL7. Right, sir. So we have all the 3 boxes added. Let us try Windows. Last time when I did this, I was not successful, but this time let us try. The recent one is this, and we might be using Windows for SQL Server. So let me go over here, click on this, and let me try to use this name. Okay, so Vagrant. This Windows might take little bit more time to download because Windows is not a simple version to be added.